And we're back.
Right, well, yeah, welcome back to the stream. Sorry we had a bit of technical difficulties there. So, okay, right now we do have Jamie Keats, Philip Nielsen, Joe Pelly, Leasing Mender, and BCFC Savage out on outlaps.
Yeah, we got a few guys on the medium tire, which we expected as well, but we'll see how it plays out. It didn't work out so well for me in the X1 race this afternoon for Q2. I just barely missed the cutoff trying to start on the mediums. These guys will have to put down some good laps.
Yep, as we see a few drivers out on the mediums. Jamie Keats and Malbert Rogers. David Edgar has set all on medium tire along with the Ferrari.
Keegan,
both
yeah.
Ferraris, yeah.
Both Ferraris. Michael Savage as well.
Seems like the
and
first
Ricard.
Ferrari.
Philip Nielsen choosing to go on stay with the softs. We'll see how that plays out for him here. Should make him fast in Q2. That can work out either way, depending which way you want to go on the starting on the softs, or if you want to try and finish on a softer tire. But you should be able to make a soft and medium run here work. Shouldn't have to go to the hards on a 50%, but some guys might.
Some people like to start on the medium tire and go to the end on the softs if that is possible for them. But as right now, we see Jamie Keats going through the two Lesmos. Goes a bit wide on the first exit of Lesmo 1. Gets a tidier through Lesmo 2. Coming down the straight towards Ascari. 212 miles per hour.
Oh, and we got a Mercedes off there in the dirt.
That is probably BCFC Savage. Oh, never mind.
Must have
So
been.
we do see Philip Nielsen with a 119.9. Great lap time for him. Matt with a 120.3.
Yeah, that should
Jamie
easily
Keats
get either one of them
through.
to the top 10.
Yep. Jamie Keats go through the final corner to go a 121.6.
You got CJ Allen back here coming too. Chris is usually pretty quick as well. See if he can put on a solid time.
Interestingly, CJ Allen is on the soft tire, not opting to go on the medium tire compound. So, but the brother team, Red Bull, I am Kenzak's, is opting to go on the medium tire. So, going down to Parabolica for I am Kenzak's, but CJ Allen and the Haas of Johnny Davis probably could be helping out with. CJ Allen crosses the line to go 120, but his lap is invalidated.
His lap is invalidated, yeah. He did not quite make the track limits on that one.
David Edgar is the next one on the medium tire to go out on the flying lap. Across the line he goes at 121.7 on the medium tire compound, faster than the reserve driver, his teammate in the Renault. Interesting, because his teammate's on the soft tire and David Edgar, as he cuts the second corner, is faster on the medium tire compound. So as we see a Renault spin. That's the reserve driver we've been talking about. Just nearly misses the Red Bull.
Oh, that was close.
Yikes. I believe it was the Red Bull of Ken Helberstad. Yes, it was.
It was.
As he goes through. He might be interrupted by that shock return of the Renault, who definitely has throttle damage. He goes across the line to go 121.2.
Up into
Not
fourth.
a bad lap time
Good
on
lap.
the medium tire. Yeah, not a bad time on the medium tire compound. Yellow flags in sector 2. as the Renault pits definitely after his crash into the Sky chicane.
Yep, David
Carl
Edgar
Keegan
coming
goes through
across the line
Parabolica.
here. He did not improve.
As the two Ferraris, with Carl Keegan going first into the chicane and his teammate Brendan Zarglis going through the Parabolica to start his lap as well. Both on the medium compound tyre.
I think with teammates they'd be a little closer together and try and use the toe a little bit. But we'll see how they turn out here. So it's going to be interesting to see with all these new drivers where everybody kind of shakes out here for the race. Kind of almost a new field here after the transfer window was open.
Yeah, the transfer window did shake things up slightly with Ricard going from Haas to Racing Point is definitely one of them, as Michael Berger cuts the second Lesmo, which is definitely interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
As Carl Keegan goes through Carabolica, a little bit of oversteer on the exit. Crosses the line to go at 122.2. That oversteer did not help at all to get a better lap time, as Jamie Keats is out for an out lap as well. But meanwhile, his teammate is going through the pit straight, and he will do a 122.2 basically. Very close timings between the both Ferrari drivers. Yeah, very close. With Ricard, next one, as he goes across the line to do a 121.5. Good lap time on the medium tyre compound.
Yeah, these guys are definitely flying. I'm gonna go with the X1 race early in the day. Put a little rubber on the track for them. We'll go with that one. I'm just saying that because they went faster than I did on the mediums.
Ooh, as Jamie Keats go on the gravel at the exit of the second chicane through Lesmo 1, then number 2.
Using the whole track there.
Yeah, he didn't have a good exit out there, a bit of oversteer through there. Of course, exiting out of a corner is a very, very important round here on this track.
Yeah, with such long straights, if you get a bad exit, you lose a lot more than just the exit of the corner, that's for sure.
Yellow flag in sector 1 and yellow flag in sector 2. Probably car slowing down. As he goes a bit wide through the exit. Could have that invalidated his lap, we'll see. As he goes across the line to do a 121.2. He hasn't invalidated his lap time, but he also doesn't improve his position as well.
Oh, and we got It's Low off in the gravel here going around. Just about went all the way around. Managed to keep it off the wall anyhow.
Yeah, good job on him for not hitting the wall on that.
Newcomer Iconic, he just crosses the line here with a 122.1 on his soft tires, putting him in 9th.
Okay, Joe Pelly is next out on track to set a lap time, and he goes a... Oh, he starts his lap time right now. That was a warm-up.
Yeah, he's just starting. He was coming in hot there.
Michael Booker's in the Red Bulls also setting a lap time right now in the
Jamie
Red
Keats, I
Bull through
believe.
the
Hey,
ooh, as the Red Bull goes a bit squiggly on the exit, hits the grass in the exit of turn 2, sweeping right-hander into the second chicane. Braking hard, fourth gear, then third gear, and a bit of oversteer on the exit of that corner as well. Through Lesmo 1, hot lap mode, and then number 2.
you hit that apex right there. You can carry a lot of speed through that corner. Get a big run down here through this DRS zone.
Going down towards Ascari.
A
Lifting
little
up
bit
a
of a
lot
lift
through
there.
that chicane. Yeah. Yellow flags in sector 1. Going towards Parabolica. Go wide exit. And then stay on the inside of the exit. And he goes a 122.7. Not enough
Not
to...
enough.
yeah, not enough. As
That
we
one, if he has
see,
enough fuel
Johnny
left, he might
Davis.
consider making another lap there, but there's not enough time for him to get back out, so that was his shot.
So all drivers have opted to start on a soft tyre in
That's
right
interesting.
now. It's, in the top 10 right now, so that's interesting to see. Especially when we saw in X1 where we saw Swifty Pickle and Mechanical Sack qualify on the medium compound tyre. Which handed Mechanical Sack the win after he pitted on hards towards the end of the race. To beat
Yeah, it
the
really
Red
worked
Bull.
out for him in that race there, but yeah, I thought we'd see at least a couple of drivers here trying to start on the medium tire, but very interesting tactic. Everyone's going to be kind of on the same strategy, so pit lane could get very busy here all around the same time. So this race could be won on a pit stop.
Yep, Ricard goes out to set his second flying lap of the session. 218 miles per hour down towards the first chicane. Yellow flags in sector 3.
Michael Savage is going to have to put down a good lap if he's going to get into Q1 as well. Just sitting outside in 13th at the moment. It's low is on the bubble. This time 128.18. Is that going to hold up? There's some fast guys yet that are hoping to get one more lap in. We'll see. Kyle Keegan's still lurking back there as well.
Ricard getting a slipstream from the car in front, which is the Renault of David Edgar.
Very
down
smart.
to Paragorica once again. 6th gear, 5th gear, and then 5th gear on the exit. Yellow flag in sector 2 goes through the final corner. And he crosses the line to go second with a 120.3. Good lap time from him at the end of the session, but we do also see a few drivers on
Michael
the as well.
Michael Savage improves up to 7th.
As Johnny Davis is in the grass, I don't think he's going to set another lap time, which means he hasn't set a lap time at all for this session.
Oh, Kyle Keegan jumping.
Across the line,
he does as well.
Yep, Kyle Keegan jumps into 6th. With David Edgar also set a lap time, but with his teammate, with Kyle Keegan's teammate, it's slow. Doing the straight. And now across the line to go 8th. He's in the Q3 right now, but we do see a few other drivers setting lap times to get out of the bubble and into Q3 as well. Most notably,
Kenzak and Jamie Keats here. Ooh, they're going to be a battle for that last transfer spot. Both of them are on a hot lap right now.
David Edgar goes a bit too hot towards the Sky chicane, cuts a little bit off that.
It's all about getting through Parabolica here. Looks like you got a pretty solid run.
Let's cross the line to go 5th which is good enough to make it into Q3.
That bumps Kenzak out unless he can improve here when he comes across the line. Michael Savage on the bubble right now. And they are a tight time there already, so if Kenzak can improve even a little bit, he's probably going to bump him.
Kenzak goes cross line to go fourth, which means the two Mercedes are out in Q2.
Unbelievable. Oh, and we got action on the back straight here. We got a Ferrari off, taking out some road signs.
Probably letting some drivers through. The Renault, as we see a bit of banging on the AI of both drivers, as Jamie Keats goes into the pits, as the Ferrari of its low somehow retired with a wheel on top of its car.
He was the last one to make it into the top 10. That's unfortunate. I saw somebody going off the track there, but I'm not sure who it was. It was definitely him, but I didn't see what happened to cause it.
That does mean he's probably not going to do a lap in Q3 since he's already retired from the session. I think that's what happens when you retire from a qualifying session and you make it into another session.
Yeah, he's out for Q1. They're not going to be able to repair that car in time to get him back on track, so that's very unfortunate. That happened to me at Spa in the Torque of the Devil race last week. I actually, after my AI took over, I had a guy crash in front of me and my car went out, and I was done after that.
Just to confirm, it is out of Q2 after his retirement. So the drivers out are Itzlo after his accident into Parabolica, Michael Savage, Jamie Keats, the new reserve driver for Renault, and Michael Booker in a Red Bull racing car, Mr. Schmee in the Haas, who hasn't set a lap time at all. The first driver is Philip Nielsen, over 4/10 of a second over Worthier Smile for Ricard, as Leasing Mendes is in third. Now going to qualifying 3. Judging by the first two qualifying sessions, it's definitely to say that Philip Nielsen is the favourite to go towards pole.
Yeah, he's been the class of the field so far through the first two sessions, and if he can just stay consistent, I think he'll be right at the top or near it. But we'll have some drivers challenging as well. There was, like I said, Q3 is a whole new ball game. Track conditions should be optimal with all the rubber that's been put down and brand new soft tires to go out on, so see how it all plays out.
As Williams is first to go out in Q3, which is Philip Nielsen, the favourite to go on pole this weekend.
Yeah, he wants to get out there and have some clean air and no one in his way and just lay one down.
Next, we see a Red Bull going out of the pits as well, with a Racing Point going out, which is Ricard, and the Ferrari of Carl Keegan is also going out as well.
Yeah, this could come down to just going out at the right time and maybe getting a tow down a straightaway or two and not making any mistakes. It's still anybody's race for pole position here, let's just say that.
Philip Nielsen, it is out on first on the track to set a flying lap, but right now he's on the out lap. He has no tow in front of him, it's just empty track in front of him, which might not benefit him to go to pole position if some of the teams do offer, or just another car just holding slipstream. Philip Nielsen now starting his lap. Let's ride on board with him. Activating the RS, 212 miles per hour, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, towards the first chicane. Very tidy through there.
Yeah, very, very good line. It's a lot of time to be gained there if you can get a good line through that chicane and a solid run down this straightaway. It's also very easy to overdrive into the corner.
Very tidy once again. Lesmo 1 on high ERS. Lesmo 2, 4th gear through there. Get a good sit onto the straight towards Ascari. DRS active ERS, which is of course the fastest ERS to go on the straight. Ascari stay in overtake mode. Very, very tidy through there. Parabolica. Get a good exit to the run down. Stay on the inside line, and he goes a 120.0. Very on the cusp of getting a 119, which 119 is definitely the fastest time we've seen so far in Q2 from the Philip Nielsen. Leasing Mender getting a 123.4.
CJ Allen next here.
I think, yep. As Kyle Keegan goes a 120.4 as Rickard sets 10th behind him with a 120.5. Iron Ken Sachs sets a 120.3 with Joe Pelly saying a 120.8.
So fairly tight so far in the top 5.
The next closest driver to set another lap time is David Edgar in the Renault, along with CJ Allen and then Neil Swifty Pickle, who's setting a flying lap right now. David Edgar.
David Edgar does.
Straight. 120.9.
Yeah, I'm all in that 120 range so far, so within a second of everybody in the first round here. I think we're going to see a few more quicker lap times before we're done yet. Somebody's going to pop into that 119.
Yeah, we shall see.
See what Chris Allen does here coming through Parabolica next. Up to second at 120.03. Very close to Philip Nielsen there.
Yeah, very, very close to Philip Nielsen.
300ths. That's tight racing.
As Neil is the next one for Ascari to set the final person to set a lap time out of the 9 drivers.
You're going to have everybody here in the 120s?
You'll see as Neil goes across the line to do a 120.3. So all drivers are set a 120. The gap is around from 1st to 9th is 1 second.
Yeah, that's this is going to make for a very interesting race here. We got a lot of guys that look like they're on a similar setup, and with everybody starting on the soft tires, it's going to be not one on strategy. You're going to have to stay clean and maintain your tires for the length of the race here and make it work for you.
So now we're just waiting for the next driver to go out, which I can see was a Williams. It is a Williams, and that is Philip Nielsen going out to set another lap time.
He knows he can do better. He's going to go out and see what he can do. Hop down to that 119 if he's able to. Gotta watch not trying too hard as well. That can slow you down. Start pushing harder than you should as well. You get that smooth entry and a nice smooth throttle on the exit with these long straightaways.
So it is very, very close between the top 9. Only 1 second separating them in qualifying lap. It's still very close between CJ Allen and Philip Nielsen, unless Philip Nielsen can go into the 119s like he did in Q2.
Yet he's not far off from where he ran in Q2 either. It's a blink of an eye there, realistically, when you think about it. So one little slip could have caused that. He's been very consistent all the way through this qualifying run.
As we see Ken Helbersat going out for an out lap along with Rickard and Malbert Rogers, Joe Pelly. All on out lap right now.
See how Philip does coming here through Parabolica down the straight one more time. Starting his hot lap. Pretty clean through the first chicane there. ERS all the way up down this long straightaway. Get the most you can out of that engine. Consistent again there through the first set of corners once he comes off of that straightaway. Pretty good run here through the second DRS zone. Didn't get in the dirt coming out of the corner there like a lot of guys have been doing.
Yep, for Ascari.
One more time here. Maintain as much momentum as you can through Parabolica.
Zero 119.5, 5 tenths faster.
Very
Great
impressive
time
lap.
from him. Ken is next.
Right on the line there, just using the whole track.
Goes a 120.0, same as CJ Allen, who's still in the pits. Next is Rickard, going through Parabolica once again. So he's on the inside line to complete his lap. Oh no, he goes into the
He's gonna.
pits.
Yeah, he did not have a improved time there, so he's gonna maybe take another shot at it. If he hurries up, he might be able to get back out, but we're reaching the end here.
It does take very, very long for the pit crew to strap on a new set of tyres and allow him to go out, so...
Yeah, if he can get it done here in about 30 seconds and can fly through his first lap, he might be able to get it done. Leasing Mender coming through here too. I think he's the only one on a hot lap right now. Oh, David Edgar is as well. Oh, Leasing Mender very sideways there through the final chicane. That can be a tricky spot on exit there through Ascari. The car tends to want to come around on you there if you hit that curb the wrong way.
Yeah, it's very, very difficult to keep the car stable through that section if you do not have the right setup for it.
Yeah, and this is
David
a
Edgar's
balancing act here with this with the downforce at this track, with the long straightaways and making it through the high-speed corners. You know, it's got to be just right. David Edgar with a wide run through Ascari.
It was a bit of loose there, and as Carl Keegan, yep, he's avoided that lap time. Goes out to another lap time, only 27 seconds of the session remaining. Most drivers are now on their flying laps.
Yeah, he did not improve on that one, David Edgar. Still sitting in 9th place with a 120.9.
Rickard will not get a lap in as the session runs out of time before then. Same as Kyle Keegan, who will go back into the pits.
Leasing Mender is still out.
Yep, Leasing Mender is still out. Goes across the line, which he doesn't improve on. However, the top two as
Uh,
as Ken retires on track, which was definitely interesting from the driver. As Neil goes across the line, he doesn't improve on his lap time, with only Malbert Rogers and CJ Allen going across the line. Joe Pelly goes across the line. He improves on his lap time by 5 tenths, but he doesn't improve on the position.
Tight
As
grid
David
with the
Edgar
top
goes
10
into
here.
pits. Yep, CJ Allen is the only next driver to go across the line, which he goes into pits as well.
Yeah, the first few laps are going to be very intense, I think.
It's very, very easy to get a few incidents on the first chicane, especially how thin the straight is towards the first chicane.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of jockeying for position down that that fairly short run into that chicane too.
So the pole man is Philip Nielsen over by 5 tenths over CJ Allen, with Ken in the third, with Swiftly Pickle in fourth for the Racing Point driver. The Quadus, his first race for Ferrari next to, goes fifth with Vervius Smile Ricard for the other Racing Point driver in sixth. Leasing Mender Matt goes seventh with Joe Pelly, Malcolm Rogers, and David Edgar, rounding off the top 9.
Who's your favorite for the race today, JBL?
It depends because Philip Nielsen definitely is the strongest driver to go into the race by winning over the pole lap by 5 tenths.
Definitely got a
Go
good
into the
setup
race.
for a short run anyway. We know that for sure.
So once again, going through the grid order for the all 20 drivers. Philip Nielsen is first with CJ Allen second. Ken is third for Red Bull Racing with Swifty Pickle in Racing Point, with Quadus in the Ferrari, with Ricard in the Racing Point. Also, all drivers seem to be starting on the soft tyre at the moment, with Matt, Mal Rogers, David Edgar, Brendan Zaglis, Michael Savage, Jamie Keats, the new reserve driver for Renault, Zola Morocco, Red Bull Racing. He did race in X1, but he doesn't seem to be improving. Mr. Shmee, Johnny Davis in the Haas with JP Freshmangu, Thomas Edwards in 16th. Bryce Faulkner in 17th. James John in the Williams in 18th. And Newman Dell, Alfa Romeo, only starting from back on the grid. Definitely be interesting to see what he does from there. So, CJ Allen has been one of the favourites for the championship, along with Philip Nielsen.
Yeah. CJ has been very, very consistent, which has definitely helped him score some points and stay up in the standings. So if he can continue that here today, he'll definitely have a good shot at maintaining a good standing and maybe moving up a few places.
Of course, this is the 5-minute break. Of course, Monza is one of the fastest tracks on average in top speed, with a lot of drivers seem to be very, very fast, with a gap of 1 second between the first place to 9th. What do you think of this track, Pete?
Yeah, it's going to make for interesting racing. There's some decent passing opportunities with the long straightaways, so if you can get a good run on a guy and stay out of their bad air coming into some corners, you can definitely make up some ground on the straightaways. But drafting and ERS management are going to be very important. So you don't want to use all that up and not have it to use when you got somebody that's battling with you. So there's going to be definitely some strategy to how drivers are going to use their resources and their tires to run some consistent laps.
Yeah, because all drivers in the top 10 are starting on a soft tyre, which Will be interesting in the pit stop stages if anyone goes for the undercut towards the mediums or the hard tyre. So could be interesting site for strategies. But if any chaos happens on the first lap, will be there will be some early pit stops as the senior admin Codius starts the countdown for the race start.
It's gonna get exciting here, really quickly.
Yep, Philip Nielsen's on pole with CJ Allen in second. Will CJ Allen be looking to make an overtake on the first turn? 5 seconds left. One, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. And it's lights out and away we go. Philip Nielsen gets a good start from CJ Allen. CJ Allen tries to go, has a better exit, but CJ Allen keeps him.
Oh, we got contact.
There's contact between CJ Allen and the other drivers.
Got a little bit of
some drivers that have got up.
A little bit of a problem there coming through the chicane at the back of the field. We're making progress here.
Oh, as Neil goes jumping up, as he goes across the racing line to lose 5 positions. As he takes out
and he's in the wall.
He takes out the Renault. He takes out the Renault. He joins back in.
All over the place here.
That is unsafe.
Oh, and the Red Bull's into the back. Michael Booker just ran Swifty Pickle.
This is a chaotic start to the Italian Grand Prix as Swifty Pickle thinks of it. As MB Soccer overtakes, very side by side. MB Soccer on the medium tyre. David David Edgar goes slowly through the Scary chicane as he hits Neil. Very interesting. I think he's got
wing
a right front wing. Yep. Now look out towards the front. We see the battle between Leasing Mender and Carl Keegan. I think Leasing Mender overtook Carl Keegan. As Rickard looking to overtake down the inside of Carl Keegan. And he does. There's a big battle between the Haas, Ferrari, and as the Ferrari spins!
He's in the dirt!
Carl Keegan spins! As he
they were so close! It was really intense through there with everybody side by side. I was surprised they made it as far as they did.
Surprisingly, Newman Duel from last place is up to 6th place. Amazing start from him.
He made it through a lot of cars there. To make it through there without damage is impressive.
Now looking up to the front, we've got CJ Allen versus Iron Kenzax. Iron Kenzax is about 5 tenths away from CJ Allen. As Michael Savage is trying to overtake Brendan Douglas. Both Mercedes and Ferrari as Michael Savage lifts off to not get as much slipstream as possible and not to hit the back of Brendan Douglas towards the braking zone as Brendan Douglas goes a bit wide through there. However, there is a battle between the second and third as CJ Allen seems to let Ken by, but he could have overtaken him easily. There is a lot of battling going on in the first parts of this race.
All around the track too. I've been watching these guys. It's slow, and Michael Savage
Matt.
Just not quite able to get it done there. And slow and Michael Savage, all of them, 4 of them right together here. Kyle Keegan, all within half a second of each other, just battling it out. Kyle's going to have a bit of a recovery driving ahead of him after that early slip up. Running that stance.
Very close battling going on between all 4 drivers through the Scary chicane. As it seems that Carl Keegan gets a better exit out of Ascari, overtakes the Mercedes very, very easily on the straight. Of course, the RS is activated. Will there be any implemented team orders between the Ferrari drivers for Carl Keegan to go for a try against the Alfa Romeo driver of Joe Newman?
Two Ferrari drivers have been close all day long here, and we'll see if they're able to come up to the field together, or
as what's
going to happen here.
Brendan Zarklis does jump over the second turn slightly as there's yellow flags in Sector 2. Who could that be? As David Edgars retires on the session.
Oh, what happened there?
David Edgars just retired on track. Yikes.
Oh, yeah. That's unfortunate.
Still close for a battle between 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th.
Oh, and we see Mender's in the wall.
Lucy Mendes in the wall. Sad times from him.
That's going to cost him a lot of time. Luckily, he did not take the wheel off the car, which was very possible with the way where he went off. We're going to have to make a pit stop. And who else is off there? In the Renault. All kinds of excitement here.
As we see a battle between the Alfa Romeo and the Ferrari driver. As the Alfa Romeo driver easily overtakes, but his teammate also overtakes the Ferrari driver who was leading out of the Parabolica, but now has been going down by 2 places as Brendan Zarklis tries to go around the outside of the right-hander, which turns into the inside for the second chicane. But of course he backs off slightly.
The momentum to get there.
Yeah, he backs off slightly into the chicane as
more contact.
More contact between the Ferrari driver, which allows Michael Savage to let him through. Close battle between the two Ferraris and the one Mercedes. As Carl King goes a bit wide, Michael Savage has DRS. Will he try to overtake the Ferrari into Ascari? Yes.
I'm a little wide there. Able to make the pass though. It leaves the two Ferrari drivers to battle it out amongst themselves once again. Meanwhile, CJ Allen is all over Rickard right now. All over his gearbox coming down into the first chicane. And he is able to move up to third. Solid pass there in the DRS zone.
Still close battling going on between these drivers. But right now, I see Rickard versus CJ Allen very close to one another, both on the soft tyre.
See if Rickard can run him down here after Chris was able to make the pass there in the DRS zone.
As
no,
Michael Savage
shoes on the other foot.
Time penalty. As you'll see the two Ferrari drivers going through Les mode number 2. Rickard unable to make a gap closer between himself and CJ Allen. As Carl King gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings.
He has managed to get by his teammate again though. Low his run and some wing damage there. Missing the end plate on his left wing, which is not going to help him in these high-speed corners.
Rickard's going towards the left to try to overtake CJ Allen. Does CJ Allen defend? Yes, he does. Into the chicane. Very, very close battling as Rickard does overtake CJ Allen, but CJ Allen's going to fight back. As round the outside.
Good battle.
Yeah, good battle between the Toro Rosso and the Racing Point. As Rickard tries to go down the inside of him. And CJ Allen managed to defend back. Well, not for long because we do have another DRS straight coming up. Rickard getting DRS. CJ Allen on non-ERS as Rickard easily overtakes him. But that could be a plan for CJ as the main straight offers for much more tow, judging by the speed, as Rickard gets a good slipstream for the McLaren driver of Marvel Rogers. Through Parabolica, here we go.
Are we going to see a pass again here in the same spot for the third lap in a row?
We'll see, because
these guys have been going at it for the last few.
The RS spot, CJ Allen's keeping it at none. But will he go for a late dive bomb? Oh, he keeps it sensible on the outside, but doesn't manage to overtake him as Michael Savage overtakes Newman duel Joe Newman. Seems like the Alfa Romeo driver looks like to be go down the inside. Oh, as
Rickard was off the track.
Rickard was off the tracks, so that means that CJ Allen keeps third place for now.
He made a good recovery, but he definitely had to chase the car there. Lost about a second and a half.
So the battle between the Mercedes and the Alfa Romeo driver of Joe Newman. Joe Newman cuts the corner of Ascari for a little bit there. As Jay Bichon gets a 3-second time penalty.
Meanwhile, Philip Nilsson up front has made quite a gap. 6.5 seconds, 6.7 seconds now.
Great for him.
He's been pretty much worry-free from the start so far.
As the Alfa Romeo driver gets DRS, but Joe Pelli moves out of the way. He probably still got DRS as inside. He gets a little bit of contact between the Alfa Romeo driver and the Alfa driver as the Mercedes goes on the grass, which could allow both Ferrari drivers to go through him as Kyle Keegan goes through the first. It's the first driver to go past the Mercedes, but it's slow, can't go through the second as Michael Savage keeps it sensible once again through the second chicane. Yeah, that McLaren driver is really getting involved in these even with a lapped car.
Yeah, eventually he saw the train coming and got off the tracks anyhow.
Michael Savage cuts the corner on the Ascari. With the closest battle is between the Ferrari and the Mercedes driver, Brendan Zarglis and Michael Savage. Will Brendan Zarglis try to go round the outside of Parabolica as the Mercedes does let him through?
Oh, he is way wide.
Oh,
and he's going around.
He resets onto track on the Parabolica as the Williams or Jay Bichon gets a time penalty as it's slow, goes into the pits on lap 10 along with the Alfa Romeo, who's switching on the medium tyre. Probably the same goes for as it slow does change his front wing. Hang on,
We got
there's a
Williams
battle
off too. Keebis John has dropped out. The gap is closed significantly here. What happened up front? Kenzak all of a sudden is taking the lead from Philip Nilsson.
Philip Nilsson has front wing damage. Front wing damage from
he had an off for sure.
He probably went off the track around here, which is very easy to do, and he's broken lots of parts of his front wing, which from a 6.5 second lead of the race to now second with CJ Allen chasing him down. He's probably going to the pits. That is Philip Nilsson.
That would be the time.
That's probably
About
devastating
17 laps
from
left.
the Williams
Yeah.
driver. That is devastating.
Oh, and
for the
Kenzak
Williams
is pitting
driver.
as well. Your leader comes in.
The leader comes in.
Philip Nilsson not far behind him.
Rickard goes into the lead. Ken.
How long is he going to
ends
run on
up-
these soft tires?
Ken ends up 4th out of the pits. Yep. The only drivers in front of him are, which seems like, so all drivers have stopped except for Bryce Faulkner, Michael Booker, who's now pitting on the grass a little bit there, BCFC Savage, and Kyle Key and Rickard.
Oh, and Kyle is around, come through the set of corners there. Almost gets taken out, and McLaren makes it by. He's had a little bit of a rough race here. He's been around a couple of times.
Philip Nielsen, after the pit stops, is now behind Newman Duell. But Philip Nielsen is definitely catching up quickly with DRS activated between him and Joe Newman. Philip Nielsen is catching up very, very fast as he tries to go round the outside of Ascari. And he does it.
Carried a lot of momentum there. Fresher tires definitely, I don't know, they're both on the same ones. They've one lap apart, so Philip Nielsen just maintaining much more momentum there than Newman-Dell.
But Joe Newman will have, as the top 3 pits, Rickard, BCFC Savage and Kyle Keegan all pit. As Rickard ends up ahead of Newman-Dell and Philip Nielsen. But of course Philip Nielsen did have a front wing change, so that was very interesting.
That was
for him.
key, yep.
Yep, that was key for Rickard going in front of him. So Ken leads with CJ Allen, with Rickard after his pit stop in 3rd. Philip Nielsen in 4th after his front wing change. Great race for Newman-Dell as he gains 15 positions up from last place. MB Soccer is next in 6th, gained up 11 positions. Great start and great race from both of these drivers. Michael Savage is in 7th with Quadri's Kyle in 8th after pitting Jamie leasing Mender. It's slow after his spin, which forced him to pit for repairs. CJ Allen sets the fastest lap with a 1:23.4 on the medium tyre.
Yeah, we'll start seeing that change here as we burn off some of the fuel load. It should start getting a little quicker and quicker. If Philip Nielsen can make a good run here coming back up through, he's right on Rickard right now.
Rickard is definitely seeing the Williams on his gearbox right now. DRS activate for Rickard, then the Williams driver. As Philip Nielsen goes down the inside of Ascari. And he does.
What a move.
Yeah, a great move from him. Makes up the position.
He's got about 4.5 seconds now to catch up to Chris Allen. He's got some work to do. We're only about halfway through the race though, so there is time.
Rickard getting
Looks like everyone's
DRS,
completed their stops.
but he doesn't go for the move on the Williams driver. Next closest battle is between Leasing Mender and Brendan Zargelis. Leasing Mender getting DRS, but not trying to overtake the Ferrari driver. Just closing up to him as much as possible. Strangely, Leasing Mender is on the hard tyre compound. The only driver except for Malvern Rogers
The only
to go
one
on that tyre.
I believe he had an issue early in the race, which would have caused him to, if he was going to try and run the rest of the race, to use the hard, which I'm not sure if Leasing Mender had such an issue or not.
Yeah, definitely interesting. But BCSC Savage on new medium tyre, catching up to Bryce Faulkner, who started the race on the medium tyre. Definitely will be interesting to see where the guys on starting the medium tyre pit, because we saw from Mechanical Sack in X1 that Mechanical Sack pitted on lap 11. It's now lap 15. Theoretically, these mediums can go on for 18 laps. So it'll be interesting to see if anyone hits soon.
And depending where you're at too, getting on a soft tire near the end of the race here might be an advantage if you're starting to lose some time. NB Soccer, they're 14 laps on his medium tires right now, so he's had quite a run on that set. Interesting to see how long he pushes those before he has to come in. Michael Savage is all over his gearbox right now. And how much of a gap you can start making up when that wing deploys and it flattens out and you get that ace pull.
Yeah, definitely.
He's able to make the pass stick. Moving him up into 5th place. His next target would be Rickard, 2.5 seconds ahead of him. And Philip Milson has closed that gap. It was at about 4 seconds. He's down to 3.2 seconds on Chris Allen, so he's making a charge here. He's going to have enough time to do anything. Been fast all day.
Yeah, Philip Nielsen's been definitely fast all day, except for that one mistake where he did hit the wall. He's definitely been the one to watch at the moment, as he does close down a lot for the Williams driver.
They're all the top 5. They're all on similar tires, 5 laps, 4 laps. So they're all kind of right there. So we're not going to see a whole lot of advantage for guys with newer tires, with everybody starting on the softs. Not a lot of separation on laps, so it's going to come down to setup and driver and consistency, really.
As Carl Keegan has
Kyle
DRS.
Keegan moving in on Bryce Faulkner, yeah.
Yeah. Carl Keegan moving Bryce Faulkner's view as Bryce Faulkner. Oh, as Carl Keegan goes too deep on the first chicane.
That's going to put Kyle just out of DRS range, too, coming up here. Unless he can make up some time. Which Sector 2 can be done. He's also on much newer tires.
Yeah.
Brace Faulkner still on the mediums for 16 laps on him.
Yeah. He's been going on quite a while with those medium tyre compounds. But very, very close three battle. Very, very close battle between Carl Keegan and MB Soccer. As Carl Keegan goes through Parabolica to start the DRS activation system once again. Setting up to high Richmond, turning high DRS mode.
He doesn't have a lot of ERS in the tank, so he's got to make this one count and hopefully be able to save some.
As Carl Keegan makes the easy pass on Bryce Faulkner.
Michael Savage is next ahead of him, 10.5 seconds, so he's got a tall order if he's going to pick up any more positions today, and unless somebody has a problem.
Carl Keegan's within 8/10 of Michael Savage, catching up to the Mercedes driver rapidly. Oh, it's Carl Keegan's.
Oh, and he's in the wall!
Does he have front ring damage?
Second time he's done that there today.
The question is though, does he have front ring damage?
Somehow it looks like he came away without damage on that. I don't see any end plates missing.
Somehow he doesn't go with front wing damage.
That's incredible. I don't know how he managed that, but that's a break if he was able to get away with that one. Because he definitely hit the wall.
Well, once again, Carl Keegan's coming up to Bryce Faulkner in the Toro Rosso. As Bryce Faulkner defends on the inside by two-way battle between them as Carl Keegan trying to go round the outside Parabolica. But MB Soccer.
Finally, Bryce Faulkner's going to pit.
Yeah, Bryce Faulkner is finally going to pit after 17 laps on the medium compound tyre. Meanwhile, the other Ferrari driver of Brendan Zarglis is catching down Jamie Keats in the Mercedes, but he doesn't go for the Daniel Ricciardo dive bomb on him.
Philip Nelson has found a way back to Stalin in the midst of all this battling. He had just made it by there. So he's made up quite a gap. He's got 2 seconds to go to Kenzak, so he's on the charge. There's definitely enough time for him to make up some ground here too, so not the racing yet. See if Chris Allen can manage to use the DRS to advantage and hang with him.
Both drivers on similar ERS percentages, so it'll be definitely interesting to see how they utilize the ERS as Bryce Faulkner does pit on the soft compound tyre.
He's going to have some ground to make up now. A soft compound, he might be able to pick up a few more positions before this is over.
It's slow once again on the back of Jamie Keats. Is he much more closer this time? It's Ren Zarglis on hot lap ERS as Jamie Keats defends the inside but goes deep into the corner as Ren Zarglis will try to get a better exit. The Ferrari driver getting a better exit out of the second turn. And a bit of lag happening between those two as Jamie Keats tries to go around the outside as Ren Zarglis cuts the chicane, which allows him to get a 3-second time penalty, but he does make the move stick between the two drivers.
Jamie Keats running 18 laps on his set of mediums right now too, so I'm sure he's got a handful of race car underneath him right now.
But Jamie Keats set his ERS up to overtake mode to try and overtake him on the Ascari. Ren Zarglis tries to defend on the inside. Side by side go into Ascari.
Great battle.
As Mr. Mercedes goes off track to overtake the Ferrari once again. But this is in the end because the Ferrari driver also had the next pit straight going up on non-ERS.
We got a battle for the lead brewing up here too. Phil Nilsson now is right on the back of Kenzak.
Yep. Philip Nielsen's right back as the Mercedes pits. Now looking up towards the front runners. Philip Nielsen, 5 tenths a second away, 5 tenths away from the Red Bull driver. First Lesmo. Second one. The RS activated the
Chris
Red Bull
Allen is
and the
not far
Williams.
behind.
Chris Allen is not far behind at all. Now going down towards Ascari once again between the Williams and the Red Bull driver. Philip Nielsen getting a similar exit out of Ascari chicane as well as Ken, but coming down towards Parabolica. Interesting battle between these two drivers as the RS Yellow Flags in Sector 2. The RS activated for the Williams driver. Very easy.
That's kind of a hard time here.
From Philip Nielsen.
He's going to have to stay close and use that DRS as his advantage if he's going to have a shot. Kenzak used up a lot of his ERS. They're just trying to keep Philip Nielsen behind him, which unfortunately for him was not enough to keep him there.
Both drivers on low ERS at the moment.
Is Chris Allen going to be able to make a charge here and make a run for possibly second place?
Ken gets DRS going down to Ascari once again. The closest battle is between these front runners right now, so we'll keep an eye on these two still.
We haven't had to look at the front of the grid a whole lot today. There's been so much action in the midfield and back that these guys have pretty much been able to run free for a while, but it's getting exciting right now.
Ken setting his ERS mode to overtake, while Philip Nielsen goes for none at the moment. Both on very similar ERS capacities at the moment. So interesting at the moment.
Yeah, how do you play it? You try to save some, but you still got to stay close enough to be able to do something. So it's a balancing act between losing time and having enough to maybe make a move later on in the race. Ooh, cut there.
Yeah,
3-second time penalty for Ken. That's not going to help. Which if there's half as many penalties in this one as there was in the X1 race, we could see some position changes just on virtue of penalty times.
Yeah, a lot more penalties compared to the Xtreme 1 race earlier today. But looking as Philip Nielsen is definitely pulling away from Ken at the moment.
Check out the incident repair. 10-second time penalty, Joe Kelly. 5 seconds to David Edgar. 5-second time penalty to Leasing Mender. 3-second time penalty to Chris Allen. 3-second time penalty to Michael Savage, as well as Kyle Keegan. Jimmy Keats with a 3-second time penalty as well. Philip Nielsen actually has a 10-second time penalty at the moment too, so
that's interesting
that could
from
shake
the
things up.
Yeah, that's interesting from the Williams driver.
So this race may not be over yet. Though Philip Nielsen is out front, if Kenzak can hang with him, he may have a chance to steal a win on penalties.
There is from the McLaren at the moment. Just captured that. Amal Rogers on 20-lap old hard tyres. Getting a bit of oversteer on the XL that second corner. Close battle at the moment right now is the Ferrari driver of Carl Keegan chasing down the Mercedes driver of Michael Savage. Carl Keegan really needs to make a mark on X2 at the moment after being transferred from X1 down to X2. as Carl King does get DRS at the moment.
Yeah, I know for him too, that's the change. So he's been, he's hoping to do well here and make a strong showing and a good name for himself.
Yellow flags in sector 2. Go through Parabolica. Once again, get best access possible to get to utilize the DRS. Carl Keegan makes that as the slipstream goes well for him. Michael Savage doesn't try to defend Carl Keegan at all, as Carl Keegan makes the most easiest overtake for the Ferrari driver, as CJ Allen gets a 3-second time penalty.
Oh.
Bit of oversteer from the Ferrari driver.
Get that Monza.
Yeah.
Lewis Allen is still hanging around there, just a couple of seconds off the back end of Kenzak. Kind of hoping for a mistake and pick up a few more points.
Yeah, he'll be looking for that after. So, Michael Savage still getting the DRS off Carl Keegan. Michael Savage still keeping the 1 second gap between himself and the Ferrari driver. Seem to be getting the better exit out of the Scari, does Michael Savage.
Yeah, very good run there. A little bit of a toe is going to help him keep right up here, and maybe he's going to make a run on the DRS zone. He's right there now.
The Mercedes driver now going on overtake mode as Carl Keegan is on high ERS mode. The Mercedes driver getting DRS, but I don't think he'll be able to overtake the Ferrari driver at the moment. He doesn't, as Carl Keegan defends. But Carl Keegan goes a bit deep as oh, bit of contact. Oh,
and there's contact.
And the Mercedes driver
almost went around there.
Carl Keegan forcing the Mercedes driver out onto the gravel on the exit out of the corner. So Michael Savage getting a 3-second time penalty after multiple warnings.
Kenzak is still hanging around here. He's 1 lap to go. Unless something major happens, he got a good chance of stealing this race. Unless he had more penalties than I saw. Philip Nilsson's time penalty may cost him a victory here.
We'll see what he can do, because of course Kenzak did get a few time penalties off corner cutting, as the new reserve driver Ionic gets a 5-second time penalty off for corner cutting.
If I read it correctly, I think if Kenzak is within 6 seconds of Philip Nilsson, I think he's getting the victory. So don't quote me specifically on that math. That was just a quick rundown, but I think that's what we're looking at. So it might be really close.
Well, the closest battle at the moment is between CJ Allen in 3rd and Ian Kenzak in 2nd, both between 1 second, 1.1 seconds and 1 second. So, as CJ Allen gets the DRS. But the race winner, before penalties, or time penalties,
it's going to be close.
Parabolica to get 1st place, but will he get the race win after Ken crosses the line? Ken crosses the line and he stays 2nd with CJ Allen in 3rd.
Oh, by 1.4 seconds. CJ Allen right there.
As Ricard goes,
that was an intense finish.
4th, Carl Keegan in 5th, Michael Savage in 6th. The Ferrari driver of It's Low, Brendan Zarglis, goes through Parabolica to go 7th.
Jamie Keats here, maybe he might be able to sneak up another position. Not going to be able to do it, though. Not enough of a run.
Yep. Bryce Faulkner keeps 8th with Jamie in 9th. The Alfa Romeo driver of Joe Newman crosses the goes. He looks like he was going to the pits, but instead he goes across the line to go 10th. And one of the final drivers to cross the line is the two Hasses.
Oh, that race had a lot of excitement. There was action all over the track for pretty much the entire race. So the X2 races have been kind of known for that. This one did not disappoint. What a great drive from Philip Nilsson today. Overcame some adversity, broken wing, managed to stay on pace and make up for a pretty good time penalty, but just in the end was able to eke it out. Yeah, what are your thoughts on driver of the day?
I mean, at the moment, before the race, it seemed like Nimandel, after getting last place, was one of the favourites.
Yeah.
But
He was
instead,
definitely an early favorite.
I think now, Philip Nilsson, after his broken front wing, is, I think, driver of the day after he pitted and he went for a great drive back up to first.
I think I'd have to agree. He definitely overcame a lot of adversity today and was able to not lose his cool and maintain focus and get the job done. So I would definitely agree. Both Kenzak and Chris Allen having strong runs again on the podium.
Yep, definitely. Just getting the podium drivers in at the moment.
And top three all being that close together too after that many laps is pretty impressive. Nobody really played out. If Philip Nilsson wouldn't have had that incident, he could have won by quite a gap.
Now we just need to get Philip Nielsen into the chat. Oh wait. Does anyone have Philip Nielsen to invite him at all? He just left the game.
Can't invite him to the party for some reason.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's up with that.
Okay. Invited him.
Oh yeah, I can now. I'm trying. Yeah.
So let's start with third place. So CJ Allen, good race from you. What do you think of your race so far? What do you think of this race?
It was tough and so tight. You see with the qualifying, everyone was really close. So yeah, I knew it was going to be a really challenging race. A lot of competitors around, quite tight in the pack. I'm interested to know what happened to Nielsen though. How did he get the 10-second penalty?
Yep, great race from you. So ending up in third. So, how do you feel about this podium position? And do you hope to get a few more in the future?
Yeah, definitely. Just try and be consistent because I do I have the odd spin now and again. So it's good when a race goes together like this and just keep getting the points.
Pete, do you want
Keep
to,
pushing on, really.
Yep. Pete, do you want to go ask the next questions?
Yeah, you guys definitely had a solid run today. Well, what else do you think you could have done to maybe pull out an extra position? I know it was a tough racing, but strategies played out. But curious too. Not everybody started on the soft tire. Did you have any thought to maybe starting on a medium and making a run at the end, or did you always just want to run on the soft and get it done?
I had to go on the mediums in Q2, but I dropped down to 11th, so I had to go back out on the soft. So I don't think that was a choice because the field was so
Yeah,
tight.
understandable. So I think that's probably what happened with everybody. But yeah, was glad to see you guys had some clean racing as well. It looks like there's going to be a busy incident review this week, so to keep your nose out of everything was a definite plus too. Um, so congratulations, guys. You did very well.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, it doesn't look like we can get a race winner. He hasn't answered any of my invites. So, well, great race win for Philip Nielsen. Dominated, sort of kept up the pace after crashing out in the pit. So, that'll be the end of the stream. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys later. We'll see you next time out in Singapore.